End quote. I want to bring in now Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi. Good to see you. He's a Democrat from Illinois and a member of the House Oversight Committee. So is it your feeling that the Russia investigation is in danger now that Matt Whitaker has become the acting U.S. Attorney General?
Well, thank you for having me on, Frederica. I am very concerned about the appointment of Mr. Whitaker. He's expressed a number of prejudicial statements against the Mueller investigation, and now he would be overseeing it. And so I think a number of us are very concerned about his appointment.
And Senator Schumer, also suggested that, protection of the Russia investigation could be tied up to must-pass legislation such as a spending bill. Would you support something like that?
I hope it doesn't come to that. I think the one thing that the Trump administration needs to know or recognize right now, the American people want this investigation to continue unimpeded. Obviously, now that the Democrats are going to be in the majority in the House, they have a number of tools at their disposal, including the subpoena power and other tools to continue this investigation, including taking up the investigation in the House if the Mueller investigation is prematurely ended. So I hope it doesn't come to any kind of spending showdown in December. I hope that we can avoid that and continue the investigation unimpeded.
Okay. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham was on CBS earlier today, and he actually said that he is scheduled to meet with Whitaker next week. And this is also what he said about the question of recusal.
Well, you don't recuse somebody because they have opinions different than the people they're overseeing. Trust me, there's politics abounds when it comes to the Mueller investigation, that Trump's guilty, and no matter what Mueller finds. But the bottom line here is that Mr. Mueller will be allowed to do his job without political interference by Mr. Whitaker. Mr. Whitaker, I think, is legally qualified and otherwise qualified to oversee this investigation until a new Attorney General will be appointed, and I think that will happen early next year.
So Graham seems very confident that the Mueller probe will be uninterrupted with Whitaker in that seat. Do you feel that confident?
I can't say I share that confidence. I hope that he's right. But first of all, Mr. Whitaker has expressed his opposition to this investigation several times. I think with regard to whether or not he should be the acting Attorney General, there's a constitutional challenge that he has to come to terms with. He's not a Senate-confirmed officer of the Justice Department, unlike Rod Rosenstein, who'd otherwise become the acting Attorney General. Obviously, the president sidestepped appointing Mr. Rosenstein in favor of Mr. Whitaker, and I think he did so because of Mr. Whitaker's prejudicial statements against the investigation. So I wish I shared Senator Graham's confidence, but right now we're just going to have to very carefully scrutinize Mr. Whitaker's next actions with regard to Mr. Mueller.
And is there anything that you can do, as a congressional body in which to shorten his potential length of time as, an acting Attorney General, given the fact that he does not have the Senate, confirmation?
Well, as you know, there's some talk about a lawsuit and so forth challenging the constitutionality of his appointment. And that is certainly something that people are strongly considering. I personally hope that the president nominates someone to be the permanent Attorney General, and that his temporary appointment of Mr. Whitaker is just that, temporary, because he should not be there right now.
All right, Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, always good to see you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.